When Alan went back to the crock-pot for seconds on the chicken and rice, he brought a small plate to Sean with a few pieces of chicken tenders without the sauce. Without saying anything, Alan just put the dish next to Sean's place at the table. Ryan also got up for seconds and asked if he could give Sophie any. "She'd love it," I said, realizing Ryan's tactic to use Sophie as an example. "You can put some in her bowl." Sean watched Sophie devour the chicken and rice, then beg for more. It didn't take long for Sean to reach for the plate that Alan gave him, tentatively popping a piece of chicken into his mouth. "Use your fork," Ryan whispered to him. "Were you able to accomplish anything on your RV?" I asked Ryan. Ryan shook his head with a frown, saying, "I couldn't even stand up in there. In addition, mold is growing everywhere. At least Sean managed to squeeze through, and he found my phone, then retrieved the rest of our things." "Good job, Sean," I said, noticing his hand reaching for the bowl of green beans. "I called my insurance company," Ryan continued. "They plan to send someone there for an assessment." "I didn't think you had insurance," I remarked. "I almost let it lapse for the RV," Ryan replied, "but I'm lucky I didn't. On the other hand, the cost of medical insurance is ridiculous. Because Sean and I are healthy, I didn't think we'd need it. That was a big mistake." I nodded my agreement before asking Sean if he wanted to try a little chicken and rice and gravy. It made me smile when he handed me the empty small dish. "I guess you'll be on the road again," I told Ryan as I put a small scoop of our casserole on Sean's plate. "I'm not so sure," Ryan replied. "Sean and I talked about it today. We think we'd like to stay a while in Aspen Notch, but I'd have to find a job." "I can offer you a part-time position," I said, glancing at Alan. "My high school helper starts school soon. It's not much, but it would give you a little money until you can find something better." Ryan, too, gazed at Alan. "What do you think, sir?" "It's an option," Alan said. "I'll also ask around town to see if anyone's looking for help. It's a small town, though, and there aren't a lot of job opportunities." "I understand," Ryan nodded. "I'm also limited because of this stupid bum arm." "What would I be doing in your shop?" "Things like waiting on customers and watering plants," I replied. "I think you'd be able to manage everything." "It's a deal, if you'll have me," Ryan grinned. "I'll teach you the ropes tomorrow," I said. "Tonight we'll celebrate with ice cream cones on the patio." Sean cheered, and I told him he could go out with Sophie after he cleared the table. The men could watch the news while I loaded the dishwasher, then we'd have dessert. I had a feeling that I'd get an earful from Alan later, because he'd probably think that I should have discussed my job offer with him before suggesting it to Ryan. I didn't plan to worry about it, since I wanted to help Ryan. After his rotten luck, he needed some positive vibes, and they might as well come from me.